All right. So he's showing you guys camera configuration and recording setup. Now we're going to show you guys a little bit of advanced stuff on the cameras, mainly motion detection setup. So for motion detection, NX Witness probably does the single best job in the world in terms of like tracking and using motion detection information that comes from cameras or is done on the server side. So for cameras that support motion detection inside the camera, then we can use camera motion detection inside the camera. So how do we get to the motion detection sections? All right, so first thing we do is we select a camera. In this case, I'm going to select the kitchen in our office demo system. And then I go to motion underneath the camera settings. And you can see right now, the entire screen is selected for motion, right? And it's all set at a sensitivity of 5. And motion is best applied generally to specific things. You can see in this image right now, I'm getting some motion going on back here outside our office window, which is unrelated to the actual office environment. And therefore, it's not really useful, and I'm just going to be recording all the time and tracking that motion information. What I want to do is kind of focus on the areas of the view that I really want to get motion detection information from. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and just highlight the 2 doors in the kitchen because those are the things I'm concerned about. One that comes from the outside patio, and the other one comes from inside the office. I just want to see who comes in and out of those doors. Right, so I highlight those areas. You'll notice that those are set to 0 because my sensitivity right now is set to 0. But actually, I want to make them a little bit more sensitive. So I'm going to make that 6, and that one's 6. And then I'm going to change this to 0, and I'm going to remove all other motion detection from the screen. So go ahead and press apply, and I'm good to go. Now, one thing you'll notice is one of the main reasons for doing motion detection is saving storage, right? Because hard drives are expensive. So we want to maximize the amount of storage we have for the maximum amount of effectiveness in our system without overdoing it. And so right now, this particular camera is set to record at 30 frames per second at high quality at 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, I mean, just for an estimate, I mean, this camera is probably going to record between 1 and 2 terabytes of data in a month, right, at least. Just because it's a high-res camera. So I would like to get that down, right? And one of the ways to get it down is just to do motion. So I'm going to do motion-only recording. Or if I'm really worried about just having continuous recording all the time, but I don't want to use too much space, I can choose motion plus low-res always. So I'm going to always record a low-resolution stream, and then I'm going to record high-resolution every time there's motion in those 2 areas that I just set, right? So let's do that. So 30 frames per second, motion plus low res always. Now, one thing for motion recording you need to pay attention to is the pre-recording and post-recording settings. So basically what that does is before the event occurs, I want to record a 5 seconds of high res. And then after the event is ended, when the motion is stopped, I still want to record 5 seconds afterwards as well. Right, and that makes it easier just to see what actually happened in the event that there is motion in that area. So you can adjust this, but for most people, they just leave it at 5 seconds because 5 seconds is plenty of time before and after an event. But again, adjustable if you need it. So go ahead and press apply and click OK. And just to check. So now that recording has begun on that device, right? So now it's only going to record every time there's motion in those 2 areas, which is great. You can see right now we always have a buffer, and you can see previously it was always continuous. We always have this buffer because we store the last minute in RAM, right? We keep it in our buffer because that way we can do things like post-recording and pre-recording, and we're always recording that full high-res stream during that time period. But as soon as that minute is up, then we can get rid of that video, right? So that's a real quick and dirty and easy way to set up motion recording. You can do it on every single one of your cameras. It'll save you a ton of space, save you a ton of hard drives, and as a result, it'll save you a lot of cost. There's another benefit called Smart Pixel Search, which we'll show you later on, which we use the motion data from cameras, and we can instantaneously pull back events from a certain portion of the screen. which is a really powerful feature, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So that's motion recording setup.